Okay, so about a year ago, my wife got me a Devastator, which is a tank chassis. Okay, this guy. And the back of that is a Raspberry Pi, which she also got me, and some various other bits and pieces to drive it. Okay. So I made a few videos about a year ago, and I was controlling it initially using an app called Blue Dot, which was great. It was a mobile-based app, and it connected to the Pi via Bluetooth, and I could send commands and signals to the Devastator and control it thusly. It wasn't long before I sort of started spotting a few pitfalls. Bluetooth being Bluetooth, it sort of disconnected, locked up, all kinds of crazy stuff started happening. So I decided to write Purple Square, which I created a video about, and as you can see, you sort of move your mouse around on the purple square and the tank drove about, which was super cool. But for some reason, that's where the project got left. I didn't sort of do any more until recently. One thing I'd noticed when I was doing it previously was moving the purple square. When the mouse came off the purple square, the tank would stop, and it was actually quite frustrating because I was looking at the tank because there was no camera feed. I'd be looking away, I'd move the mouse off the purple square to stop, I'd have to look back at the screen, and it was quite frustrating. So I introduced Xbox controller, alright? So now if I just move the controller, watch this guy, we have acknowledged the fact that there is a controller. So moving this around, you'll see these are the coordinates that we'll be sending to the Devastator. Enable this guy, and if I go ahead and if that wants to zoom whenever it's ready, nope, hang on, give me a second. There we go. So if I move this around now, you can see that the coordinates are moving, and I'm doing it via my Xbox 360 controller. So that in itself is pretty cool, right? That's a lot easier. I don't have to keep an eye on the purple square. I can just move stuff around with my controller. I can look wherever I want. I can look right over here or down here, and I know that the controls or the signal's getting sent and everything's going to be fine. Well, the next problem was camera. Camera was an absolute disaster. Trying to get a live feed with a good latency was an absolute disaster. In fact, it was really frustrating. I just couldn't figure it out too well. So typically what would happen, or what most people seem to be doing, was having the camera in a loop, capturing images, and then actually on the Pi itself writing a small self-serving web app. So you basically then connected to the Raspberry Pi, and it then serves you the video stream. I didn't want to do that. I wanted the Devastator or the Pi in this scenario to be completely independent, or nobody knows anything about it. So basically what would happen is you'd have a hub, the tank would register on the hub, and then its information would be sent through via the hub, so that anybody listening could sort of interact with it. I didn't want other clients to have to know the existence of the Devastator so it could connect to it and view its feed, as it were. So I ended up trying to find ways of sending this signal through the existing TCP connection. So the signal that you're seeing before is that's data being sent from the browser via TCP, WebSockets, back down to the tank. It's super fast, it's one connection, and it's really efficient. So if I could send the image data inside that TCP connection, that should be relatively quick. But there's a lot of sort of bad press about it, and it just wasn't working too well. I then decided to play with the MJPEG scenario. Right, that's what I sort of boiled it down to, probably being the easiest, and it managed to work really well. So let me just show you what I got. So this is our new purple square guy, alright? And you can see from the controller, this is all moving around quite happily. What I need to do is on the Raspberry Pi, I kind of need to get this guy registered as well. So fingers crossed everything's okay, Raspberry Pi registered. Oh, you fuck. Okay, there we go. Alright. So, you can see from the latency on here and on there, That's not too bad, right? That's about 300 milliseconds, 500 milliseconds latency. I can live with that. That's not bad. So, what about the tank? What happens with the tank? Well, let's see. So he's obviously completely wireless. And we'll stick him down here. Alright. And then with our Xbox controller, we'll send him on his way. And as you can see, the latency it's enough. You can drive it in real time without any sort of no big issues really. Like half a second, and to be honest with you, I can live with that. I can really live with that. So there you go. The Pi that I've got Raspbian installed on the Raspberry Pi, so the client script is written in Python. The browser stuff is all completely JavaScript, nothing clever. Even the game controller, even the gamepad stuff, that's completely out of the box JavaScript. There's nothing special going on there at all. The hub itself's written in C#. That's deployed up into Azure. And actually using the Azure service is actually super quick. I think I've turned all the data off. Hang on a second, with it. If I go onto this, you should. Oh, here we go. Look, right, check it out. So this here is the client. All right, and you're familiar that I'm using this guy. Okay, the controller. So this is the client. It's going up to Azure, up here, so it's up there somewhere, and then coming down onto the Raspberry Pi. So if I go X -6, the Raspberry Pi is going to receive X -6. If I push it over to 24 or 9, 11, oh, that doesn't sound good. 11 over here. But what my code's doing is on the Python, it's taking this simple X and Y axis information and it's translating it. So left is the left motor and right is the right motor. F is forwards, B is backwards. Okay, and then that number there is the rate, the byte. So it's 0 to 255. How fast the motors are going. That's it. And that's all going, including the image, via a single TCP connection. Which I think is pretty cool. Yep. Come back to me. Yeah, right. And then, so that was that guy. Huh. What? Happy stories, I think. So yeah, really good.